Okay, just a quick video. I wanted to show people what I was talking about with the chest lights. Here are my Fettronics version 4 chest lights, or 4.1. I'm not sure. The correct vintage style ones that he did that he just was selling, I really love those. They're probably one of my favorite Fett things. They're very accurate, and he's got a neat little program that you can program the sequence into. This one's mostly accurate. I kind of made a mistake, and he's been very kind and offered to reprogram that for me. So I'll get around to that. So right now the slots are cut almost to size. They need to be a little bit bigger to really accommodate, but you see this last digit sort of like half cut off. That's okay. It's supposed to be that way. Check your reference. Up top, there's only like 2 lights showing. That's fine. That's also accurate. I gotta make it a little wider because there should be 4 showing over here, and I can only get about 3. So I've got to widen these a little bit, and that's okay because there should be more space here, but I'll get it. Once you do that, the slots will be a little bit too big proportionally, but still within parameters, I think. I don't think you'll really notice much. I think I'm going to move these slots now that I've got them all cut out and everything. I used the indicators that were there, but you have to cut beyond the indicator. Nobody should just be cutting out what was indicated because they're too small. You've got to cut beyond to get a nice, sharp, flat surface without any sort of forming pattern or return edge or anything, you know. But I think they came out a little too high towards the top of the armor, so I'd like to take the whole thing and just sort of move it down a little bit into here. Okay, what did I do? I did the chest diamond here. This is just a little placeholder piece I stuck in there. Since I'm doing ESB, the Return of the Jedi doesn't seem to have one of these little metal or silver pieces in the middle. Anyway, that's just a placeholder. What I actually did to rebuild this how I wanted it is I sanded it down. First of all, the front face, I sanded it down, made it flatter, and then I took a piece of styrene, which is why this is white in here, and filled that recess so it's shallower than it was. And I also took a bunch of clay and smoothed out the edges and everything after I had sanded it to make it look vacuformed again. These 4 angled corners at the top and at the bottom are rebuilt a bit with sculpt epoxy. Not a lot. You can see sort of a darker line there. So it's really not a lot of material that I added. Whoops, focus. But it does change the angles slightly, and basically I just did it because I wanted to get the right angles on the edges, or what I thought was the right angles on the edges, and I just used a picture to sort of get it to where I wanted it. Anyway, so there's that. The belly plate, I told you I changed the dents around. I wanted to get it to be ESB. This armor, I'm not really sure what it is supposed to be. I guess it's supposed to match the Art of Star Wars display, because this plate has the ESB dents in it, but this plate had what is Return of the Jedi style dents, or I guess maybe Return of the Jedi. So I wanted to change this to be an ESB plate so I could do a real ESB movie display, which means I had to move this dent. This dent used to be over here, or over here even. It was a little weird no matter what. But what I did is I heated up the area where that dent was with a blowtorch or something, and I popped it out and then filled it on the surface as much as I could, and then just made my own. Heated it up and just pressed my thumb into it or whatever. Probably what they did on the real one. But what I love about when you form your own dents instead of using the vacuformed ones is you get that nice plastic distortion. It gets a lot deeper than most of the vacuum form parts are. The vacuum form parts you have to do because you get them right every time, you know. It's hard to get them hand-shaped to where you want them, but... Oh, and see, these holes, these 3 little holes, I didn't like where they were. They weren't right. They were over here somewhere, and they were just little indicators, so they weren't hard to fill in, but they were about more than 1/8 of an inch over here, and they were more spread out and more angled, so I filled those and re-drilled these where I thought they should be, and I really like them. I think it makes it look better. I tried to match the reference as much as I could, so I'm pretty happy with that one for now. I might make some more changes to any of these parts once I start getting some paint on there, but who knows? I don't think so. I think they're all right, except for this one. This one's I'm gonna look at those chest lights really hard and decide what I want to do with them. But the collar piece is good. I don't think I'm going to change that. Next time I make a video, well, maybe, I'll take pictures anyway. It'll be about the back plate. The back plate I wanted to change a lot on, like I said, but I just started realizing I couldn't really change everything that I wanted to. I would need a new piece of plastic. I would need to make a new one, and I just don't want to do that. Can't do that. These armpit holes, they came sort of rounded in profile with a return edge on them like they should have and everything, but not angled. You can see there's an angle, you know, it comes up from this and it goes here and then is angled up to there. And that was not on there. You can see it in all the pictures. So I wanted to add that in there. You can see it more clearly on this side, actually. So I just did the best I could. I sort of shaved those sides down and tried to add that angle and tried to cheat it a little bit. Flatten these out, cut these down. Oh, I also filled these dents. I popped the dents that were here and here. And I've got to finish sanding those out and fixing them up. But I started out, I just wanted to add a return edge under here. This came, everything was cut to just the thickness of the plastic, and there was no return edge like you see here in the round part. So I wanted to just, you know, take some material and add that in, but it turned into more. What I am going to do, besides just rebuilding the return edges now that I've made the angles here under the armpits, is I'm going to try to change these little cutouts. They're a little too rounded here, and I left extra material when I was trimming it because that was one of the first things I spotted that I wanted to change. They should be more shallow, and so I'm thinking about just taking sculpt epoxy or something and filling that in. The problem is it's under so much potential to bend. It's a very stressful area. Oh, that's just a minor repair right there. Yeah, it was pretty thin and flimsy here. I had an accident, but should be good as new. Anyway, it's a mess right now, but I sort of gave up wanting or thinking I could change everything I wanted to about it, because these slots here for the jetpack harness, I wanted to change those a lot, and I just can't do it. That was the real deal breaker. But more on that later. If at all, it'll probably be pictures. But anyway, that's where I'm at. Don't panic about the chest lights, I guess, is the real takeaway from this. The version 4 fits nicely with the Fett Pride, whatever this is. People have said, I think it's version 4, but I don't know. Now, it might be just Fett Pride Armor or 4.1, I don't know. Somebody tell me. But yeah, I'm very pleased with it overall. It's only going to get better. Start getting paint on it, start finishing off these mods, and I think it might turn into something. Anyway, thanks for sticking with me. I know it's a long video, but hopefully I answered some questions and showed you some stuff if you hadn't seen.